Coming to you live from Geekly Studios in DeSoto, Texas. Coming to you live from Geekly's Esports Studios in DeSoto, Texas. King David Reeves and MentorConnector podcast present another mentor moment. Great day, great mentors. Rise and shine, it's time to grind. Welcome to another special edition of the MentorConnector podcast here on Geekly's Esports Masterclass. We have a very, very special guest today, and a good brother of mine who's actually reintroduced me, and really in a lot of ways introduced me to my African roots. And I'm proud because y'all know I'm a chocolate brother at heart, even though my skin tone may try to fool you. But this brother here, man, he's so impressive on so many levels that I just respect him and look up to him as a role model, and he's definitely one of my favorite mentors. I watch him from a distance and up close, and what he does with his family, leading them as a God-fearing husband and father, I only hope to get to that point someday, and that's just a start. He's really world famous. He's definitely known on the continent of Africa and is making waves over here in America because of AFRIMA, the African Music Magazine Awards show, which is blown up out of the water, man, and so well respected by so many, mainly because he's a great leader and because he is literally one of the most humble brothers I know. He has a lot of other things going on like this right here, because that's what he's all about, is crossing boundaries with music. But I'm going to let him talk to you about that. I just want y'all to give a warm welcome to my brother, Anderson Obiagwu. Big A, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
I hope I pronounced your name right, bro.
Yes, Obiagwu is Anderson Obiagwu.
Obiagwu. I think I got it, bro. How you doing, Big A?
I'm doing amazing. I can't complain.
Same, brother, same. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast show today, man.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, man, pleasure, man. It's an honor. And I just really want to pick your brain. I know I've asked you a lot of questions in the past to just see how you got to where you are and what this journey looked like for you, man, because I can only imagine coming from where you came from. Yeah. But I know some things, but I want the people to know, because our audience at home, they may see you shining and grinding right now, and they see you dress real flashy. For those who know you out there on social media, you got all these followers. You're constantly with the celebrities that they may know or they may not know that you're introducing a lot of people to, because there are a lot of African celebrities that the most Americans aren't familiar with. And I feel like I'm seeing you introduce a lot of those African celebrities to Americans before they blow up and everybody knows them. But before we get to all the glitz and the glamour, man, can you just tell the people real quick, like, who you are, where you come from, man? What was it like growing up for you? Have you always been this swole? Those kind of things, man.
All right. Yeah, like I said earlier, my name is Anderson Obiagwu, and I'm from Africa, from a country, Nigeria, and I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria, which is Imo State.
So you're from East Nigeria?
Yeah.
I heard
from the western part.
Okay, western part.
I'm from the western part of Africa, which is Nigeria.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria.
Okay, so you're east side of Nigeria, West Africa.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I'm from a state called Imo State. I'm Igbo. I speak the language. The language is Igbo language.
Igbo?
Igbo.
So this is educational right here, man. We just got into it.
That's
okay,
Igbo language. That's what I speak. And
do y'all have any gangs out there? I know that may sound like a stupid question, but I thought of West Africa, and you're from the east side.
They always have gangs everywhere in the world.
Everywhere. All right. Yeah. Cool. So that's global. Cool. All right.
So yeah, I came to America 25 years ago, and I've only lived in Dallas. So got into the music business about 11 years ago, and
oh wow.
The AFRIMA Award show started about this will be the 7th year of AFRIMA, and I just have passion for the culture, just pushing the culture, pushing the
definitely I can tell that.
Telling our story. what they say. Nobody can tell your story better than you. So,
Absolutely. And you do a great job. Not only telling your story, but telling the story of so many who are like you, man. And you represent a culture. And you honestly, I appreciate you bringing me in, welcoming me in with open arms, brother, because I know you shared a video with me one time, Steve Harvey, speaking on how it feels to be stripped from our history, our rich history and heritage in being African American, and we feel like we missed out on so much, and there's so much about our history and our culture that we don't know, and it's not our fault, but then at the same time, so many of us don't know how to go back and learn about it ourselves, or we don't know enough Africans who have closer origins than we do to say, hey, teach me something. How can I learn more about my history? And I feel like you do that. You use music as a platform to do that, like you say in your book and your album, Crossing Boundaries with Music. But how do you feel like how has that been just to be that torchbearer for the whole culture? It seems like a continent, because you're bringing a lot of the countries in Africa together while at the same time introducing us over here in America to, especially African Americans, to our roots, like to the wealth that still exists in present day Africa. So how is that, man? How do you do that?
Yeah, because I feel like there is no better way to bring people home than through music. You know, music is like a universal language. You remember that song Opam Gangnam Style?
Oh yeah,
that was a Chinese artist. That was one of
everybody knew.
Till this still one of the biggest songs out there. But
absolutely,
you know, we all listened to the song without even knowing what they were talking about. I mean, what he was talking about in the record. But there is no better platform to draw people closer than music. Remember when you first joined the team,
that makes sense.
When you first joined the team, you didn't know what to expect. And I remember last year's award show. You came to me and you were like, "How do I dress? Do I dress African or do I?" And I was like,
don't make me sound too bad, man. Don't make me sound. I was like, I want to be respectful of the culture, but I don't want them looking at this.
Of course,
hey, this a light-skinned Negro thing.
That's why we need more of you to be a part of what we do. So
absolutely.
That way you understand. You're part of the team. It's not a
right.
I mean, it's not a secret cult. It's a culture.
Right.
It's just Africa. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but it's easy to feel ostracized, or easy to feel like you're outside of that because you don't know the roots.
Because you don't know if you're gonna be accepted or not. You have that at the back of your head. But Africans are welcoming. We're warming. We love people, especially our people. You know what they say? If you're black, you're African before you're anything else.
Facts.
Because that's truly who you are.
Facts.
And
if we say it right, everybody came from Africa, really.
Yeah. So it's just a message of love. Just let's bring our people home. Let's embrace each other. There is no divided we fall, but united we stand. I feel like we can all come together and even do bigger things. African Americans, we are the same. We are one. So
absolutely.
All that division
and that's spread out.
Exactly.
The Hispanics, the Middle Eastern, even Caucasian brothers and sisters. Everybody can appreciate the African culture.
There's no reason for us not to come together. So that's the message I'm spreading through music, through African music.
Absolutely. And you're doing that very well, my brother. And I just, I'm so impressed by how you do it, because I really am wanting so many more people to experience not only AFREMA, but everything around the culture that you create with AFREMA, from the fashion show to the music panel, all those different aspects that kind of allow you to get educated while being entertained, like infotained. And at the same time, you're embracing and learning about African culture without being intimidated, I feel like. And so many people are afraid to engage in African culture
Yeah.
because I think historically we've been trained via those commercials, like help a poor child in Africa today.
Yeah.
Two was it two just $2 a day.
You can feed
To
100 kids.
You feed 100, yeah, and that's all the propaganda we see about Africa. But then we step into the Afrima world, and I'm like, man,
But you know
like
the
present day.
but you know the irony of it all is this, right? Those people putting out those messages, brainwashing they vacation in Africa.
Yeah,
They actually go to Africa on vacation to have a great time. The biggest
wow,
most of the Americans they vacation in Africa. They go
wow.
they go there and experience the
That's it.
wildlife. You know,
Why don't we see that? Why don't we see that on the news and TVs or in the movies?
but
Why isn't that popular?
But it's easier now for you to see because you don't have to wait for them to show you that side of Africa. You can actually Google it.
Go yourself.
Everything is online. You can
Yeah.
actually Google it online. That was like the other brainwashing happened before the internet era. You know what I'm saying? Right now, everything is on your fingertips. You can
Very
find
true.
out any information you want
Find just-
anywhere in the world right now.
Absolutely.
Just by pressing a button on your phone.
That's true. But at the same time, there's so much information that it's hard to tell what's real and what's not. But it's also hard to focus on what actually matters because it's like an information overload. So I feel like I'm at an advantage because I have you as a friend. I have you as part of my network. Now I get to constantly see on a regular basis
Yeah.
the richness of Africa and African culture and people from all these different countries in Africa. So I'm able to see somebody you post and share, and then I can click on their page and look at the music they're making. I'm like, oh, okay, that's Afrobeat, but wait, that's Afrobeat too. That's from different countries. That's why it sounds a little different. And then even the fashion. So it's like I'm getting Africa 101, even though I took it in college at Texas A&M. It's not it's not the same. Africana Studies is not the same as Big A Africana Studies, because I'm getting the authentic version, man. And when did you realize that this was your purpose, like to create all this and to be the one who crosses the boundaries with music? When did you realize that?
When I started working with the artists, just I used to listen to them on the radio and online, and then when I started working with them, I started noticing the talent behind the artist and how much work they put in, how passionate these African artists are about their music, and I just feel like they deserve to be heard, like internationally,
Absolutely.
not just in Africa. So that was when I started, introducing them to, coming out here to do
Okay,
tours.
see. Slow down, because you said that's when you started introducing. Like, how did you get that leverage to be the person or the voice to introduce them to a nation, really, like America? How did you? How can that's a huge vision.
Yeah.
Like and I can't. It's hard to believe that there was nobody else already doing that.
Because at that time, most people were bringing, artists would of course come to America, maybe do 1 or 2 shows,
Okay.
and then go back to Africa. It wasn't like put together very well. There was no major platform where you can bring them in the right way and do proper tours in different cities, and it wasn't anything like that. And I started doing it, and I just fell in love with it, and I couldn't stop. I haven't stopped since then.
So you started by doing shows.
Bringing them out here. So I started with 1 show, 2 shows, 3 shows, from bringing 1, 2, 3 artists a year to bringing over 15 artists a year. So it's just,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it just grew from there.
It's 15 artists a year, man. That's so you're averaging, because I've seen some of the artists you're bringing, and these aren't just small, like these few 100,000 followers, few million followers. Like you're averaging 15 a year. Like that's more than 1 show a month.
Of course, there was times I used to have 3 artists on tour in a month at the same time. And
Man, how do you even dream that big? Because I know a lot of people, and I'm asking these questions because I always think of how those I mentor would the type of question they would want to ask or how they would be thinking, like, wait, how do you even get to that point? Like
I didn't even know when I got there. It was just passion. Like I had passion.
So you were
for
so
it.
passionate about that
Yeah,
you
it
put
was
the work in, you put the faith in.
Yeah, it was the passion that took me there. It wasn't like I knew I had that dream, but I had the passion, like the passion behind the dream. Because you can dream all you want, but if you're not
Facts.
passionate about your dream, it's never gonna happen.
You're gonna
like,
give
I just
up.
kept pushing. There were ups and downs. There were times you bring artists on tour and you made $0. You lost. I mean, you lose a lot of money, but I just
Wait.
felt that-
So you're telling me that there's some ups and downs in this? There was some struggle.
Of
It
course.
wasn't all bright lights and shine. Like you meeting all these great celebrities, you taking them on tour.
It's
You
not-
got to be making money every time
That's what it looks like from the outside.
from the outside looking in.
But nothing good comes easy. So it's always a price to pay.
Right. So you sacrifice, you put in the work.
Of course.
Now is it? Most people are dreaming about this, but what advice would you give to those dreamers about the amount of work and sacrifice that it actually takes to make your dreams come true?
You just have to be ready. You just have to be ready. You just have to believe in your dream. You just have to believe in yourself. You just have to stay focused. It takes work. Anybody that told you it's going to be easy, lied to you. Like it's never going to be easy. There have been times on this journey when I felt like, hey, I need to just let it go. But I just felt like it's just my calling. You know, one of those things that you feel in your stomach. That's the best. It gives you absolute
Purpose.
satisfaction. Like
Absolutely.
because it takes like you just knowing that you are the first person to introduce this artist that has that the possibility to get to the height of his career, and you're the one that
because of you.
That played that role in his life to get him there. There's no better feeling in the world than that.
Yeah, man, and you're serving the people by giving them that. So, and it's ultimately a greater service. You're helping the artists and the fans and the potential fans that don't even know they're going to fall in love with this artist. So you really are crossing those boundaries, man, and that's a beautiful thing. And you are definitely an artist breaker, man. Like they say, beat breakers. I say artist break. Like you're definitely. I feel like your track record. You introduce a lot of major artists before they blow up, like in America or globally. And I've seen that. What was it? I was watching one of the videos you posted back in the day. It was a TBT from 2011.
Yeah.
And I think you had two people on there. The one that did the song with Drake and blew up.
Davido and Wizkid.
Wizkid, yeah. So so I saw them in the video, and then right after that I saw his name just slipped my mind.
Burna Boy.
What? Say again?
Davido.
No, the one who's on Power, the actor.
Oh, Rotimi.
Yeah, Rotimi. I was like, man, Big A done introduced these dudes, man, and we fast forward to 2020, and they're global. I say icon, but they're globally known now, and so I feel like a lot of the artists, you do that very well, and just like introducing Rema last year, he's a young up and coming artist, is hot, and you were having him on tour as well. How do you usually have such a close pulse on the heartbeat of who's hot, who's not, who's about to blow up, or where'd that gift come from? How can you tell?
Yeah, because most of these artists are already big back home.
Ah.
Like Rema last year was his biggest year. He was like big time last year in Africa. So bringing him on tour.
But you're talking about the whole continent or his country?
His country and part of the continent. But you also have to understand that like they already have fans back home, and now bringing them here is kind of introducing them to the global the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not like they're upcoming back home. They're big. When I brought him on tour, he already had almost 1 million followers.
Right.
And
Literally hit it.
Most of I mean, his videos had millions of views, so
Yeah,
they're already big.
he hit it right after at Freema.
Yeah, so that was his first time in America.
Wow.
Yeah, so he
So
came. So I
how
brought
often
him
do you
for
how often do you are you introducing artists where it's their first time in America when they
almost
link up with you?
80% of the artists that I bring is always their first time in America.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So who's dropping the ball to where these artists are blowing up to be that popular in an entire continent? Like, we're not just talking about one country. We're talking about across multiple countries. How many countries does Africa have? It's an entire continent, and yet
music.
you still.
It's music. It travels. And
Yeah.
also,
Absolutely.
You also have to understand that just Nigeria alone is I think the population is over 200 million.
Woo, man.
Just Nigeria alone.
So that's what I'm saying. If somebody blows up in Africa, why don't we already know about them over here in America? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, but it's gonna get there, but it's not gonna happen overnight. There are some big artists here in Texas that are really big in Texas, but nobody knows them in New York.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
there are so many big artists here in Dallas right now.
Yeah,
That are
yeah.
selling out venues here in
Very true.
Texas, but they've never done a show in New York before in their life. So it's just the way it is.
Wow. Okay. I give you that, but I still that's still one state compared to the nation. I'm talking somebody who's known across countries, multiple countries, big in multiple countries, and is known around the continent. Like, we should already know about them over here. And so somebody's dropping the ball, and I think that's where you're saying you're the one you saw the problem and you picked the ball up and said, all right, y'all come on.
Yeah, but you also have to understand that for the fact they've never been here before, when you go to the African clubs, they still play their music. So the African community already know about them, but they've never seen them before.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah, that makes sense.
If whatever song is the hottest song in Nigeria right now is what we're playing in the clubs here in America, in the African clubs. So the Africans out here in America are already familiar with that music, with the artists, but they've never seen the artist before. So what I do is I bring them here for the first time. That way, the Americans can get to see them, and their African fans here can get a chance to, see them on stage.
And that's hugely important, because nobody else can do that, or nobody else has done that until you did it, right?
People were doing shows, but it's not like promoter bringing an artist to America and doing organized tours. Like, an artist can get a visa and come to America for something else and decides to do one or two shows. But I'm talking about creating that structure where you bring the artist and you do 10, 15, 20 cities at a time, and just like proper tour.
A real tour. You're not giving them the short end of the stick and send them back home. So you saw where you had a lane that nobody else was doing.
Yeah.
You gave them what they deserve, basically. Man, and it's powerful, man. And that a lot of people need to realize that even in a space where it looks like it's crowded, you have your own lane, etch out your own path.
True.
So, man, you're doing so much. I'm just trying to make sure I'm looking at my notes like, man, let me make sure I ask them all the right questions, because I want to know how, man. I want to know how you do it all, but yet still remain a solid, God-fearing husband and dad, man. Because I'm, just starting my family. Baby girl about to be 10 months old, and my wife and I both look up to you and Iffy. Shout out to your lovely wife, and y'all are both great examples of a husband and wife, but then also a dad and mom, because your fruit, man, your children, both your boys and your daughter, they are some of the most well-behaved. I'm pretty sure on your watch, you see the crazy side. I'm sure it's taking a lot of whoopings. Won't say beatings, but I'm sure it's taking a lot of whoopings to get there. But you have some genuinely good kids, man, and I know that doesn't come by osmosis, so to speak. I know there had to be some real positive upbringing, some I would say some Christian upbringing in there, some there had to be the right example set by you and your wife for that to happen. So that's what makes us respect you even more. But how did that, with balancing all this in the vision, how did you balance home life? How did you still be a good husband and family man?
As I say, I'll give all the credit to my wife because while I was out there traveling,
Wise man. Fellas at home listening,
Yeah,
you
so
learn from that. You see, start with your wife.
yeah, while I was busy traveling with the artists and doing what I had to do, she had the family down. She made sure the kids were good and made sure that they did their homework, made sure they did the right thing, and and then our Christian faith has a very big role to play in it because families that pray together stay together. So
Absolutely.
and then also example when they see you kneel down every morning and night to pray to God, and you bring them in and make them a part of that faith and they grew up
Absolutely.
with that faith. So
Yes, sir.
it's just God. You just give all credit to God. It's just God.
So-
There are some families that do the same thing. There's no formula. It's just God. Just keep praying and do the best you can. Just keep praying that your children turn out to be good kids. And it's just it's not
Good.
by our might or by our power.
Yeah. And so you led by example.
Yeah. As much as I can, I try.
Yeah. And because we're all imperfect, but you trying your best, and that's what I respect most about you, man. And because a lot of people do a good job with this, running their mouth or saying what they'll do, but showing what you do and doing it are two different things.
True.
And so definitely respect how you are as a husband and father, man. And I aspire to be that way myself. So please keep setting the good example, man. I'm back here taking notes. And I just also see, like, even how you're supporting your wife's business and her growth. She throwing down, man. She throwing down. And how did this Citizen Food Products come about? Because I see y'all making these videos, and it's like they came to you and said, look, we want you to sponsor we want to sponsor you. You are our brand. Somebody ate some of your food, some of your wife's cooking, and it's like, look, we need to sponsor y'all so you can promote us, because she's throwing down, make some really cool videos, and I get hungry every time I look at y'all's videos. I seen you on there, I seen you recording too, but how did that come about, man? Shout out to Iffy for the great food.
We migrated from Nigeria, from Africa to America 25 years ago, and we still love our food. You can tell you've tried most of them, so we still love our food. So she and I
best part.
She and I came together and decided.
Actually, that was the best part of that Freeman, no lie. I'm not going.
So she and I came together and decided to, come up with a product line that is going to be gluten free, organic, just to know exactly how it's made and make sure it's the right product that we bring out here for the people. So we started, the brand. It's our brand.
Yeah.
The Citizen Food. So yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
We just started.
Well,
that.
props to you, man. It's so fit.
We just started that this January.
So you chose the name Citizen Food.
Yeah, we talked about it and came up with it.
Y'all collaborate. I was about to say, where did that come from, or is this Citizen, like, thinking the global citizen needs to know about the food? I feel like there's some big.
The company is a company that is already in existence.
Got you. And y'all collaborate.
Yes. So we partnered with them.
Got you. So just business moves, man. Partnership.
Yeah.
Smart business moves and partnership. Absolutely. Yeah. Cool, man. I also see a lot about the giving back that you're doing, not only personally, but your whole organization. And I've seen the biggest event, I think, is the Christmas event you do with the kids, giving back. I see food, school supplies, and a number of other things. Yeah. And I know there's a Easter. Explain what all your foundation does, man. Let the people know what you're doing out here to give back, because you're doing a great job with that.
Yeah, we have Easter event and Christmas event for the kids, just to bring to make sure that the kids come out and have a good time, and just
Absolutely.
teach them a little bit of the culture as much as we can, and just bring the kids, because like for Christmas, most kids are not really privileged to get Christmas gifts and stuff. So
Right.
the reason why we have those parties is just for them to come out, at least get a Christmas party, no matter how small. Just feel special on that Christmas day, just to make sure that
It's important.
at least you take a little bit of the burden off their parents.
Yeah, and that's important, man. And it also speaks to the true servant's heart that you have, your wife has. See, because of your example, your children have, because y'all genuinely have a good time at those events. You see the fun, you see the smiles on your faces, but also those you're serving.
Children, yes.
So and those who volunteer with you. So it's like the whole team, and being a part of the Team Afrima, I've seen that is genuinely how you run your business, your show. That's like everyone is not just a team, like y'all are family.
Family, yeah.
And why is that important to you, brother? I mean, some of you are legitimately biologically family. I know, but I couldn't tell who's related and who's not. So I felt we fit right in, because we all felt like family.
Yeah. It's just that I feel like everybody came together based on passion. They all have the passion for bringing the world together, and then also doing that through music. And they also, and I can't thank them enough for believing in my vision. And they've been a part of it from day one, and we just love what we do. It's family, just like you said. It's at the end of the day, we are in this for the love of it, not just for anything else,
Right, because the money's not always coming like people may think. Because you mentioned day one, so is a lot of your team still like those from your day ones, as we call them, those that were there from the jump, the start of Afrima was just an idea and your vision? Was a lot of your team there?
Yeah, how
or did you lose some people along the way?
Of course, that's life. You can,
facts.
you can. Some people we get there, we never get there with you. Most people start with you, but they never get there with you. Just like in the Bible, it's just how life is. But
very true.
As times goes on in life, people's priorities tends to change, and maybe they have something else they want to do with their time, and maybe they don't. At some point, they just get tired of it and want to try something else. It's just life. But thanks to God that majority of the team members were there from the get-go, and they're still there, and they're loving it. And by God's grace, it's going to get to where we really want it to be.
Was there a point where you wanted to give up, man?
Of course, 1,010 times. 1,010 times.
Well, just once or twice, right? Just once or twice.
No, 1,010 times.
Like every year?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes how you put in all that work. Like, I've learned so much from this platform.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very difficult to build. It takes everything to build. And while you're building, there's gonna be bumps on the way to get before you get there. And at the end of the day, depending on how big your vision is, you might never get there.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But what matters? What matters is the passion and the drive. You keep pushing and you keep pushing, because you never know till you've been there. So if you can dream all the dream, and you don't try to turn it to reality, then you haven't dreamt. Then that dream is a nightmare. You know what I'm saying? So it's the truth.
Because it will haunt you. It will haunt you, because you knew you could have done it.
Because you're gonna think about it 10 years down the line.
Oh man, I could have, should have.
I wish I had started. If I started
yes, sir.
10 years ago, who knows where this would have been now? So it's just life. You keep like I said, once you're passionate about it and you believe in it, and you just keep poking at it till you get it right.
Absolutely, and that's what another icon of music like yourself. Diddy said, if you're still chasing your dream, you're not running fast enough.
Of course.
So you definitely have been running hard, man, and I appreciate you being transparent and honest enough to let us know. Like it's a real struggle to get to that point to build, especially that Afrima is so
And
impressive that people think it's
and especially building from our standpoint, from where we're coming from as Africans in America. So
yeah. I was going to ask about that. That was my next question.
We don't have those relationships. Those big companies that are supposed to write the check, they look at it like, oh, we're not familiar with these people. We can't cut that check. But they're going to turn around and cut that check for another event that doesn't have the same platform as ours. But
I thought it would have been different, man. Honestly, because I thought they turned up the nose to African Americans, and Africans are like.
Sometimes I don't blame them, because you have to be there to experience it. To experience it, it's an experience.
Yeah.
And the good thing about it is that every sponsor we had on board from 7 years ago haven't left. They're still there, because you have to experience.
Once you experience it.
Like you experienced it last year. I know you're already looking forward to this year. So it's just it's an experience. Like it's not something you sell to someone. They have to be there.
You can't really tell them about it. Yeah.
And then
it's not the same.
But this year the city of Dallas is on board. The Dallas Visitors Bureau, they've been amazing.
Shout out to them.
They've been there from the get-go. They've been there from the get-go. They understand the dream, and they love what we stand for, bringing, the people together. So they've embraced us, and by God's grace, as soon as this virus is over, we're gonna start planning for Afrima 2020.
Yeah, man, I'm excited, man. The vision is clear. Afrima 2020. I'm all on board. That's why I wanted you to be able to let people know about it. We're still thinking about it, still praying that we're allowed to go forward with Afrima 2020. But you wouldn't consider an online version, man? A virtual award show, man. Have artists perform in their suites and whatnot.
No. We'll see what happens. Just like this. That's like they said, the virus decides.
Yeah, true. That's the crazy part with all it. So I know I have a lot of kids who are probably watching, especially in the gaming world, they follow Geek Leads. And so you have a lot of youth out here who may see where you are now and think that it's almost impossible for me to get to that point. Have you always been able to pursue music? Or I know in the Nigerian culture, a lot of my Nigerian friends tell me their parents kind of tell them growing up, like, hey, you gonna be the doctor, you the lawyer, hey, you're the engineer.
Yeah, but that is changing.
And when you like, I want to do music, and they're like, yeah, shut up. But like, how was it for you? How was it for you growing up, and how did you get to where you are now, where you actually pursuing your dream?
I was already, like, I'll tell everybody, no matter what you're trying to do in life, always have a backup plan.
Right.
You can have all your eggs in one basket. No matter how passionate you are about it, let's just be realistic. Sometimes I've failed in different businesses, I can be honest with you. Like I've started over 7 different businesses that were not
7
successful.
Different? Yeah, hey, man, hey.
And they were never, they didn't get to where I wanted them to be, so I'm on to the next. You got to keep on moving.
Ooh, that's powerful, man.
You just have to keep on moving. You just, if your dreams don't scare you, then you're not dreaming enough.
Big enough. Yes, sir.
You just have to keep just pushing. It's not over till it's over. So you just keep pushing. I mean, I was in the, I'm in the healthcare industry. I worked in.
Right.
I worked
That's
in
what I
the
wanted you.
hospital. Yeah, I worked in the hospital I worked with Baylor Hospital for over 12 years. And
oh, wow.
Before I decided to pursue music. Even right now too, I still have a home health business, which you know. So
yeah, with your wife, which is beautiful.
You can just,
I admire that about y'all as well.
Yeah, you can't really do one thing. You have to have your hands on different things.
Multiple streams of income.
Yes, of course. Yeah, even I think most people have learned from this virus that just attacked the whole world. If you're not able to do something different at this point and you lose your job, then it's over.
That's it.
So you just got to have your hands on different ventures. Just keep pushing, keep trying
Absolutely.
different things. As soon as whatever wherever your vision leads you, just
Absolutely.
keep moving.
It's powerful. And is that advice that you would give to young people everywhere, especially, and I'm saying Nigerian children because I feel like that is a stigma in the culture where the parents are telling you this is what you're going to do, and I try and mentor a lot of kids all over that are getting told by their parents you should do X, Y, Z because that's what I did or that's what I know, but
Yeah.
I hear from.
But that was then. Like growing up, my dad wanted me to be a doctor. Actually, as a matter of fact, I came to America to study medicine.
Yeah.
That was the
Oh,
reason,
wow.
That was the reason why he sent me to America.
25
just to
years
come
ago.
and study medicine. But
Wow.
that wasn't what I wanted. And
Wow.
but the most important thing is that I got my education.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day,
Knowledge is power.
At the end of the day, education is key.
Yes, sir.
Don't let anybody deceive you. You don't let anybody tell you, oh, you don't need no education. Most people say that, but that's something you need. You need it. No
Yes,
matter
sir.
whatever you can have your degree and
Right.
then pursue your passion. That's fine. But you still have that backup plan, that degree that
Something
you
to
can
fall
dust
back
off.
on.
You can
Absolutely.
dust off at any time when things is not moving in the right direction. At least
That's
to
true.
go make a living.
Facts, man, and that's what people need to understand, and that's what I hope the youth understand is education is so key that you need it no matter what path you take. Even if you don't choose to go to college per se, you're still going to be learning something or still going to need to immerse yourself and dive into that education of whatever your career path is that you take. So
Of course.
it's not just education in one sense. Just like people would assume because of what you do with Afrima and how hugely successful it is that your education is in music. Your background's strictly music, and you have to have had some kind of business management master's degree to do what you do because you're so masterful at it. But it's not, right? And yet and still, your passions would drove you to learn what you need to learn to make the relationships and network the way you need to be as successful as you are.
Yeah, because the education gives you that foundation, then sets you up for you to move on to what you're passionate about.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? The basic foundation is that education. You get that education, you get that. You can, if you're trying to be an artist, you can get a decent job, work for 2 years, save up money, buy you some production equipment, and then when the music is doing well, then now you quit that job.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Once it gets to the
Of
point where
course.
it's paying you more than
Of course,
Yeah,
there are so many African Nigerian artists that have bachelor's degrees. Like from
Oh,
someone
wow.
like from someone like Fowles. He's a lawyer. He's a lawyer.
Whoa.
But he
Man,
went
that's
and got-
going
yeah,
to
he
have
went
to
and-
be on part 2, man. You're going to have to come on
he
here.
went
and-
and- He went and got that
Whoa.
education. He got
Wow.
that education, and then he knew.
Then he pursued.
He knew from day one that he was passionate about doing music. So he got the education first, and now he's very successful in the music. And you also have to understand that once you have that once you get that education, it helps you in everything you do in life. It
True.
makes you better organize.
Education
your
is
business.
freedom.
It helps you put things together. It makes you understand things better. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not
Oh,
like
yeah. Education is
you
freedom.
can never go wrong with education. Never.
Ever.
Yep.
That's facts, man. And my last question on the show, of course, because it's the MentorConnector podcast,
Yeah.
I always want to know and ask who are or who were the important mentors in your life that influenced you, or would you say had the most impact, the greatest impact on your life to make you into the man you are today? Who are some? It could be some or it could be one.
It's my dad and my elder brother. Those are
Respect.
two. Yeah, I never, and in life growing up, I never wanted to disappoint my dad.
You never want to what?
I never wanted to disappoint him.
Oh,
that was,
yeah.
That was like a nightmare for me. Like
That's
if
a
I
powerful statement.
dream of disappointing him, I'll wake up from that dream. I'm telling you. Like seriously, I'm not kidding. Like because he was such a wonderful dad, and he made sure we had everything. I'm talking about everything. He sacrificed a whole lot, and he made it clear that he just wanted you to have a good life, and he just wanted you to get that education. Now, you know, of course, growing up, we took all that for granted. Like this man, is, you know, he's a mean guy. He whoops us. He's this. He's that. But now that I'm older,
you
that's when
appreciate and understand.
I'm really appreciating everything he did for us growing up. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely,
he's like one of my biggest role models. You know, and then my other brother.
Shout out to the good dads out there. Yeah, shout out Terry Reed.
My older brother, who lives out here in Houston. As a matter of fact, when I first came to America, I stayed with him for 2 years. And,
oh wow!
You know, yeah, I saw him. He's a pharmacist, so you know, I looked at him, his lifestyle. He worked really hard. He took care of business, and I was like, I really want to, you know, grow up.
That's how I got
and just do things the right way and be able, you know, be able to take care of my own family too. So
that's powerful, man. And you would have definitely made not only your older brother but your dad proud, man.
Thank you.
And I appreciate what you represent, who you are, and what you do for our community, man, and for all this global community, really, man, because you're bridging the gap, and that's reconnecting a lot of us African Americans back to our true roots in Africa, and doing the same for Africans coming over here, man, and who, man, I feel displaced, and I at the same time feel like I'm finally getting to learn about who I truly am.
Yeah,
just by being associated with you, brother. And so your mission and purpose for this world is so needed and so much appreciated. And I want you to know that personally, man. And please keep grinding and keep letting me know how I can help, man. How I can promote everything you're doing. Y'all see this book been here the whole time, man. How I can help you keep crossing boundaries with music.
Thank you.
That's what this is all about, y'all. And how else can people connect with you, man, aside from going and buying your book or the album, celebrating 10 years in music this past year. So this coming up, this about to be 11 years next month then.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
And how can they follow you, man? How can they keep up with Big A Anderson?
Yeah, my website, bigaentertainment.com. You can also go to the award show website.
So bigaentertainment.com.
.com, and then you can also go to afrima.com. And
that's AFRIMMA.
Yes.
.com.
Yeah, and then I'm also on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at Big AENT.
Yeah, Big AENT. So
follow
his Instagram page and all the other social media. Afrima, just spelled the same, AFRIMMA. That's on the Instagram as well. They got, man, I think y'all up over 125,000 followers now, man.
Yeah.
It's good. Getting a lot of track. And the fashion show.
Yeah, the African fashion show.
And the African Music Magazine.
Yeah.
And so all your pages are catching great traction and are really promoting the culture. I'm sure in Africa, but definitely I'm seeing it over here in America the same way. So thank you for all you're doing, brother. Thank you again for coming on the show today, man.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, man, my pleasure, man. My honor. And again, this has been another powerful episode of the MentorConnector podcast on Geek Leaks Esports Masterclass. I am your host, King David Reeves, and thank you again to my very special guest and brother, Big A, Anderson Obiagwu. We love y'all. We'll see y'all later.
All right.
Coming to you live from Geek Leaks Studios.